Hell, my dear Royals, I hope you're doing outstanding. Today, it's not today, the other day I heard a very inspiring story that I want to share with you today. And this inspiring story is from a guy, forgot his name. He's a very good entrepreneur, has a lot of experience creating businesses and creating profit, creating wealth. And he was telling this story, that's the inspiring story, right? Of a guy named Oscar, a very famous cook, a chef, that wanted to open a restaurant. By the way, this first entrepreneur also wanted to open the restaurant. That's how they got in touch. And the entrepreneur, main character of our story today, he started by letting us know how I knew it was something like that, but I did not know the exact statistics, and it's impressive actually. I don't have them in my head right now, but I'll put them in the description. It's very little, very few businesses that make it. We don't realize how difficult it is to create a business, because we might be very good at cooking, we might be very good at a bunch of things, but that does not necessarily mean that the business we create around our art, in quotes, right, what we're professionals at, is a business that is going to go well. That does not mean anything actually. There's a whole bunch more around it, around the creation of wealth and having a business that runs well. And he was explaining that there's like 96, so there's only 4%. There's 96% of businesses that don't even make it past 10 years. There's like 85, 86%, something like that, that don't make it past 5 years. And that means that only 5% of all the businesses created around the world make it, still exist after 10 years. And out of that 4%, which is very little, there's like, I don't know, like, again, it's humongous. It's like 98, 99%, something like that, that do not make $1 million in sales per year. That means that, I mean, you might think $1 million is a lot of money, but it's not so much, let me tell you, because you need to think about a business as it's something that you need to sustain. So you continuously need to pay salaries to everyone. We're talking about operators, accountants, marketers, sellers, yourself. There's a lot of people, partners, so it is not a lot of money actually. And that's supposing that there's not going to be problems the next year, and that the income is going to be continuous and the same, which is never the case. It all fluctuates, right? So a business has to always be ready. And after giving us these statistics, he went on and told us how he proposed to be partners with Oscar, because he was a very good cook. He knew, this main character of our story knew a lot about businesses, how to create wealth. So he believed together they were gonna have a very successful brand around the world. But Oscar refused. He considered himself too good of a cook to be involved with someone that did know nothing about the topic, right? So he did not want to share his name, his brand, and his restaurant with him. Too bad for him when he looked back 5 years in the past, because long story short, Oscar had his only one restaurant that he after 3 years debt that he had forced him into closing the restaurant, so no more business, nothing. He pretty much disappeared, and plus he had a debt, so we can say that all his work was for nothing, or even less than nothing, because he was minus, right? Because he did not know what he was doing. The moral of the story is that probably as a chef, he was having, if he was very lucky, maybe he had a unit at school about business management, but all the rest was about working, cooking, etc., etc. And this other guy, the main character of our story, he knew everything about businesses and how to make them profitable. So that could have been a very good partnership. Actually, he did want to open a restaurant so bad that he did in this main character of the story I'm talking about. And but he did not have to close at all. Like after 5 years, he could open many chains all around the country, and is still in business, right? So different stories, and unfortunately, a lot of you might think, obviously, no, like it would have been better, in quotes, for the whole world that Oscar had a successful business because he was the one really knowing about cooking. But if he does not know how to manage all that, all those skills, why would it be a good thing anyway in the first place? Probably he was spending everything left and right without knowing. Who knows? We cannot. The only thing we can know is that he would have been much better off by having someone experienced that would guide him in the trip of creating a successful business, right? So that's the moral of the story. I hope you got it. Have a wonderful day.